Okay, so you're a busy working mom and you feel completely overwhelmed and you're wondering what you can do about it. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple strategies that really work that we can implement right away to help you feel more peace, more clarity, and more in control of your busy life without the guilt. If I'm right about you, you are juggling so much. You are juggling work deadlines, school pickups, endless emails, and you're still trying to be present at home and make time for yourself as well and make time for your faith. It's exhausting, I know, and it might feel like you're failing everywhere, both at home and at work. And you're probably thinking something has to give. I remember when I felt completely overwhelmed. In fact, there was one day when I actually drove my car completely out of gas because I wasn't paying attention to the gas tank that I needed to refill my gas tank. I was just going on autopilot, plowing a million miles an hour through my day, never stopping once to look around, to check in with myself. There were so many instances where I felt like I was drowning in a list of to-dos. There was always something that needed to get done or always someone who needed me. But that day when I ran out of gas, I realized that it just wasn't my car that was running on fumes that day. It was me as well. I was running out of gas. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't being the mom that I wanted to be or the wife that I wanted to be. I wasn't spending time in prayer, building my relationship with God. And that's when I realized that something needed to change, not just for me, but for my family as well. I realized that I was doing way too much. There was a time when I was doing almost like four-course meals at dinner. I would make these huge, elaborate dinners after work, and I felt like I needed to make these dinners so my family could eat something healthy and hearty. I had these high standards and expectations for myself, for my home, for other people. When I really looked at how I was spending my time and what I was focusing on, I realized that I needed to be more strategic. I needed to simplify. So I simplified and created simple meals that were still nutritious, but super easy to make. I simplified the systems in my home so that I could keep my home tidy without it overwhelming me. I simplified kind of what I was going to prioritize in that season. I had to say no to a lot of things. And so here are some super simple strategies that have worked for me and my clients to get out of the season of overwhelm. One is to prioritize ruthlessly. Not all tasks are created equal. I'm sure you have a long list of tasks on your to-do list right now, and I can tell you that not all of them need to be done. Not all of them need to be done by you. And so you really have to be honest with yourself and say, what are the tasks that only I can do? And what are the tasks that I really need to do? And then the rest, you have to delegate and ask other people to help you or delete them altogether. Sometimes we take things off our to-do list, not because we're saying no to them forever, but because we're saying no to them right now. The second thing is to build mini routines. Mini routines. What do I mean by that? Mini routines, and I mentioned it earlier, is simplifying the things that you do each day. So for me, for example, laundry was something that was really frustrating for me and something that stressed me out. So what I did was I decided to do laundry every day. And that might sound like a big thing, and it might sound like it's really too much for you. But doing that simple act of doing laundry every day, first of all, it reduced my mental load because I no longer had to think about whether I was doing laundry or not. I just did it every day. And second, the laundry net pile never piled up because I was constantly putting a load in. And so instead of doing two, three, or four piles of laundry on the weekend or in one sitting, I just did a little load each day, and it really reduced my overwhelm. It reduced my stress, and it just kept me. I knew that there was always going to be clean clothes, and the kids knew it as well. So figure out what that means for you. Mini routines can also look like prepping meals on the weekends so that you know exactly what you're going to make. And then you create those meals, package them. And then when the day comes for you to cook them, you just put them in the crock pot or on the stove, or someone else can do that for you. So think for yourself, what is one area of your life that is causing you the most stress right now? And how can you create a routine around that to make it easy for yourself? The third thing that really helped me, and I mentioned this too, was to delegate and ask for help. Delegating is hard. Asking for help is not easy, especially for high performing, ambitious working moms like us who were already in motion doing things. So it's easy just to continue doing it. Asking for help requires us to pause, to stop, to ask someone for help, but not just ask them for help, but also to pass along our expectations of how things should be done. And also internally, we have to be okay with letting go of that task and having that person take ownership of it, which means that they will do it in their own way. They won't do it the way we want to do it. They'll do it in their own way, and we have to be okay with that. The other tip is to really lean into your faith. Being a working mom is so hard. It's so challenging. We are juggling a lot. But can I tell you, I believe with my whole heart and my whole soul that we can only do this if we lean on God's strength. We lean on His wisdom on what to delegate and what to prioritize. When we lean on Him, we're able to find more peace and find more joy, even in the chaos and busyness of our lives. So that looks like starting your day in prayer, waking up just a few minutes before your family. I'm not saying waking up at 4 a.m. because that would be crazy. Waking up a few minutes before your family and just asking God to help you to prioritize your to-do list, help you to know what it is that you should be focused on, help you to really get your energy and strength for the day ahead. So I usually just start with a very simple prayer. I look at my to-do list and then I ask God to help me get through it so that I may do the things that He wants me to do and the things that are important. Those are my 4 tips for how to get out of overwhelm. You have to prioritize ruthlessly. You have to be honest in letting things go. It's okay to say no or to change your mind if you've said yes to something. You have to build mini routines. Simplify as much as you can in every area of your life. And then delegate. Ask for help. It's okay to pass task along to your kids, to your spouse, and have them have ownership of it. Pass along tasks at work to your team members as well. And last but not least, you really have to lean into your faith. We cannot do this without God, without His strength, without His power, without His wisdom in us. So I hope that that's been helpful to you. Which of these strategies are you excited to try? Which one has worked for you? Let's start a conversation in the comments so we can help each other out as well. If you're looking for more support as a busy working mom, subscribe to my channel or send me an email. Leave me a comment as well. And if you need personalized support on how to live what I call is the rich life as a working mom, where you make time for your relationships, your individual self, your career, and your home, leave me a comment or send me an email. I'm on Instagram. Make sure you're following me. Send me a DM as well that you found me here. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.